know just where they're going.
Meet the world with Puritan Cleaners. They are here for you and me. Best cleaners you will see. Happy 60th anniversary to Puritan. Puritan, now using the most popular and eco-friendly cleaning solvents. Take advantage of our ongoing discounts on all men and women's apparel. Ask about other discounts. 4 convenient locations to serve you. Savannah Countryside, Elgin Avenue, Georgetown, Centennial Towers, West Bay, Eastern Avenue, Georgetown. Drive through, rain or shine. Free pickup and delivery. Call Puritan Cleaners 949-7104. You feel good when you look good.
Fitness Plus in Alexander Place Industrial Park is your home for all things fitness. From one-on-one personal training with Tree with Dre to their team of experts offering delivery, installation, setup, and servicing on all major brands of home and commercial fitness equipment. Don't let the intimidation of the gym stop your fitness goals. Get top-rated personal training or build your very own home or office or gym today. Visit the Fitness Plus showroom in Alexander Place Industrial Park or call 938-3487. Fitness Plus. Get the equipment you want at the price you can afford.
Having a family means providing for them physically, emotionally, and financially. And in today's ever-changing world, it's always best to be prepared. Life insurance is a guaranteed way of ensuring that your family is always provided for. Life insurance agent Michael Webster at Cayman Insurance Center can offer you this peace of mind with the best competitive premiums and most affordable rates on island. CIC has a variety of products to meet your needs, including homeowners insurance and college saving plans. For top-of-the-line and personal service, call Michael Webster today at 925-LIFE. That's 925-5433. Or email michael.webster@cic.com.ky. Don't take chances with your family's future. Call Michael today at 925-5433.
Michael Webster is a proud supporter of Radio Cayman and the Super Jam.
It's Karaoke Wednesdays at Merengue Town. And ladies, the first thing of the night gets a free drink. Take a load off and let loose on your weekly hump day with DJ Allen. Only at Merengue Town. Located in Georgetown on Boilers Road, right off of Walkers Road. Merengue Town. Liven up your week and let loose with Merengue Town. It's time to feel the rhythm. It's time to feel the vibes. It's time for Merengue Town.
Youth Flex for all people by young people.
Welcome back, listeners. Before we jump right into the conversation, here is Ashley with our Sometime After 4 news and Zola with our youth achievement highlights.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our Sometime After 4 news is brought to you by Youth Flex Radio Show. I am Ashley Gooden. There will be a book fair at the public library this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Admission is free and there will be free refreshments. For more information, call the public library at 949-5159 or email kevin.goring@gov.ky. The Cayman Islands National Festival Pirates Week is scheduled for November 2nd to November 18th. For more information, call the Pirates Week office at 949-5078. That's 949-5078. The Cayman Islands Youth Assembly and the CARICOM Youth Ambassadors will be holding a National Youth Forum on Friday, November 30th at the Mary Miller Hall starting at 7:30 p.m. The topic of the forum is teen relationships and the admission is free. Youth Flex has partnered with Clifton Hunter High, John Gray High School, and the Public Library to bring you the word of the week, which is bankruptcy. BANKRUPTCY. It is a noun that means it's a legal status of a person or entity that cannot repay debts to creditors. For Youth Flex, I'm Ashley. Here's Zola with some youth achievement highlights.
From the Youth Achievement Highlight Files, here are this week's notables. Congratulations to all the prefects at Clifton Hunter High School. They received their prefect pins last Friday at the second annual Clifton Hunter Day. Props to the 44 selected STEM and ITC students who attended the first gaming development workshop as part of Gamers Bay 3 gaming tournament and convention last month. And finally, on the highlights, allow me to highlight the 5 UCLA finalists. They are Stacey Scott, Wilbur Welcome, Casey Mobley, Samuel Young, and Kimberly Connolly. The UCLA Award Gala is scheduled for November 10th at the Kimpton Seafire, so save the date. To put items in the highlights, email the Flex at james.miles@gov.ky or leave your comments on our Instagram or Facebook page. Search for Youth Flex Radio. Youth Flex has partnered with Clifton Hunter High, John Gray High School, and the Public Library to bring you the word of the week, which is bankruptcy. BANKRUPTCY. It is a noun that means the legal status of a person or entity that cannot repay debts to creditors. That concludes our highlights this week. I'm Zola.
Thanks, Zola. Until next week, I'm Ashley with the Youth Flex News team.
Thank you, Ashley and Zola. Without further ado, let's get right into our first session with YCLA finalist Stacey Scott. Hi, Stacy. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Thank you for being here and a part of our Youth Flex radio show today.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'll start with the basics. You know my name, Stacy Scott, obviously. I'm from the BRAC, so I grew up there, went to primary and high school there, and like many young Caymanians, then left to go to the U.S. for university. I majored in accounting, minored in philosophy there, graduated, sat my CPA exams, which are like a professional accounting exam in the U.S., to become a qualified accountant. And then I came back home, and I've been with KPMG ever since, and I'm currently an audit manager there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
KPMG, that's nice.
Now that we get to know you now, can you tell us a bit about the award show, the Young Caymanian Leadership Award?
Yeah, so the award show, as you guys already mentioned, it is November 10th at the Kimpton Seafire. So if you are interested in attending, you can purchase tickets by emailing Brianna Wilkerson, who's our program coordinator, at brianna@ycla.ky. And the award really is twofold. So it's aimed at really recognizing young people in our community who are making a difference in the lives of other young people, or who are worthy of recognition, really. And it also aims to motivate other young people who are maybe looking for a role model or want someone to look up to and be proud of and relate to as a young Caymanian.
Thank you. So can you tell us a little bit about some of your passions?
Yeah, so one of my big passions is mentorship. I do a lot of mentorship. I'm a part of Big Brothers Big Sisters Cayman, and I'm paired with a little girl through that program and meet with her weekly. I also do 100 Women in Finance, Next Gen mentorship. So I was in John Gray earlier today meeting with 2 students there. And I do a lot of other mentorship through my job. Obviously, there are a lot of young Caymanians coming up through KPMG that I'm fortunate enough to be a part of their progression, I suppose, through the firm. Yeah. Other than that, I'm a big reader, so this is probably not something I should admit, but one summer I did read, I think it was like 90 to 100 books. There were small books, but yeah.
Reading
and then,
is life. I like that.
That was a long time ago. I don't have that much free time now. And then I also enjoy traveling, so I don't know if you guys have heard of like Machu Picchu in Peru.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there a month ago, so that was...
Has that been your favorite place that you've been?
It's one of them. So it's just surreal, right? Because you always hear about it and you see pictures,
right.
and then being there, it's almost like you're having an out-of-body experience. That was really cool. But I also went to this place in Greece. It's called Nafplio. Yeah, it's not a lot of people know about it.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Oh gosh, guys, if you can go, you definitely should. It's gorgeous.
That must be nice, just getting to see all those places.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I had a physics teacher who counted the countries that he'd never been to. So he's a big traveler as well. So, you know, that's just amazing. I want to travel when I grow up, like through college and stuff, because I plan to go to England, so that's Europe. So I want to get all of Europe done.
Yeah, it'll be so easy to go to Europe there. Yeah. I have this goal where every year I have to go to a new continent. So I think Asia's next year. South America was this year. Yeah.
So cool. That's cool.
That's so cool. So that amazing feeling you feel when you like travel and meet new people and places, is that like sort of how you felt when you were nominated? Like, how do you feel?
Kind of. It's really exciting, obviously, and I think all of us, like, I'd never heard of, like Sam or Kim, or I think I knew Casey through like friends of friends, or Wilbur before, and I think there are a lot of people who are quietly going about very good work in our community, so it's exciting to be one of those people that is actually recognized. You don't do it for the recognition, obviously, but it's always nice to know that you're appreciated and someone sees the good that you're doing. So it was very exciting to hear.
Yeah, and sometimes people will not like know you guys, you know what I mean? Because like I don't know any of you guys, but like to just see what you've done and like to hear you talk about it, I'm really amazed that people are just doing work that like I don't know about. Exactly. That's really nice. So on that note, who nominated you for the YCL Award?
So this is another, I guess, fun fact about me. I'm a triplet. So yeah, I'm the oldest by 2 minutes, and then it's my middle sister Christy, and then 2 minutes later my other sister Suzanne came along. So we're all very close, and we are each other's like biggest fans, biggest supporters. And Christy, the middle one, she actually nominated me. So yeah,
she's a teacher, right?
She is a teacher
at the primary school
in the BRAC.
I interviewed her
before.
No way. Yeah,
Suzanne was my junior achievement.
Oh my
mentor.
gosh, this is so funny.
So we know.
Oh, you
Cayman
look
is
familiar.
so small. Yeah, we do resemble each other a little bit. Yeah, we're triplets.
Wow. Yeah, you do kind of look like Christy.
Yeah. It's strange because some people think I look like Christy. Some people think I look like Suzanne.
Well,
And I don't think Christy and Suzanne actually resemble each other that much. So it's really funny that people are divided in that way. But
yeah, I don't know which one I see, but anytime I see either one of you, I don't want to go up because I'm like, what if that's not Suzanne?
oh no, you
like,
can
"Hey,
just go
Suzanne."
up, call us by whichever name. Like we answer to all of them.
You guys are one.
Yeah,
basically.
basically.
So before you got nominated, like I say, like we don't really know the people until they're nominated. What motivated you, or like what were you doing?
I think I have been very fortunate, like a lot of people, to have a lot of like different mentors or different like motivators throughout my life. So when I was younger, my grandparents, like a lot of older Caymanians, obviously worked incredibly hard to put their children and grandchildren in a position where they could succeed. So my grandparents and parents, and then as I grew up, teachers and professors, and even now I'm very fortunate to work at a company that's chock full of really brilliant and compassionate people. So it's not just like one person or one thing. I think it's just a collection of people throughout my life.
I have another question for you. What does the award, or like if awarded, what would it mean to you, like to receive the award, the YCLA award?
It would be really special. I think it is like a bigger platform to accomplish things that
exactly.
that I've been wanting to accomplish, but maybe couldn't really before. I was limited in my ability to do so in some way, shape, or form. So it would be very exciting again, very special, and I still have to think through like what I would do, but for sure it would be focused on, I think, like youth mentorship, which I'm very passionate about, and also lifelong learning, which is another thing I'm very passionate about. I'm not going to ask anyone to read 100 books, but yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I know I went to the award show twice before, and just looking at those people and like all that they've done, it's definitely like motivated me to like make a difference. But you being on the side of, one of the finalists, do you think that your recognition is something that would motivate people?
Yeah, I hope so. I think a lot of role models out there today, like, they seem so far removed from us, like they're celebrities or something like that. And not that they're not motivating, but it's harder to imagine yourself like being that person one day just because their path is different so much from yours. And like, I went to public high school in the BRAC. Like, I got a government scholarship and a scholarship from KPMG, and I've come back now to hopefully make a difference in my community. So I do think that seeing that recognition would motivate people who can relate to me on many levels.
All right. On that note, you mentioned mentorship. When did you start, or like when did this, like your interest, when was your interest sparked in professionally leading the youth, or like mentoring children? When did it start?
So I came back home in the summer or so of 2013, and I think at first, like, I was just adjusting to the working world, and probably about 9 months or a year in, I decided, okay, I've kind of got the hang of things, and I want to help people who are in my position grow through the firm and really just find themselves and find their passion. So probably about like 4 years ago, give or take.
Alrighty, thank you for pinpointing a date. I'm sorry, it was a rough question.
So what do you think someone needs, like the fundamentals, in order to like accomplish something or be a motivation? Do you think, what are the key things we need?
Well, I think if you're talking about like helping people or being like a mentor to someone, I think the most important thing is having like a genuine interest and concern for that person. And all the rest of it, any sort of like technical skill, that can come afterwards.
Yeah.
So I think if you genuinely care about people, it goes a really long way. And then if you make it a point to understand their needs and how you can help them, that takes you the rest of the way. So those are probably like the two biggest factors, I think, that you really need to consider, or like qualities that you need to have to be able to connect with someone that you're trying to help.
Yeah, definitely. What is your favorite part so far, being a nominee?
I think it's getting to know everyone. So I told you guys I didn't really like know know the other four before this, and we're still in the early stages. I guess we have a month left to go, but it's been really fun getting to know everyone and their personalities, and then also like Faith, who I think you guys have coming in later. I didn't know her before. I knew Brianna, who's a coordinator, but still like reconnecting with her. That's been really cool.
So what are your plans after this for your growth and journey?
Do you know, I'm a big believer in blooming where you're planted, so I don't see myself like changing careers or anything like that. Like, I think it would be cool one day to start a foundation, but I think just continuing the good work that I've been doing, really, both in and outside of my workplace. And one thing that I have been giving a bit of thought within the last few weeks is having maybe like a YCLA or YCLF alumni career open house. So we have a lot of people coming from different backgrounds. Obviously, you guys spoke to Sam last week, and he's really coming from like a health and fitness background. And, you know, if you think of someone like Matt Brown, who's probably more similar to you guys, coming from a media background, we have a lot of really talented people in the alumni pool. And I think it would be amazing if we could potentially, this isn't firmed up or anything, potentially have some sort of career open house where young Caymanians can come in and ask questions that maybe they're afraid to ask other people, and really identify a mentor in their field. So
yeah, I'm sure they could find someone they could connect to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good to hear that you
so
thought ahead, you know,
people.
and then like you actually have this good idea. It's a great idea. I think definitely we should strive to implement that, you know. Last question from before we take a break. Where do you see yourself in the future? Well, this is pretty much similar to what you were saying a while ago, moving forward with leadership in your life.
Yeah.
Like, what do you see yourself accomplishing?
Yeah, I think the answer is pretty much the same. Just like continuing the good work.
In mentorship.
Exactly. Hopefully making a difference. And I'm not, this probably sounds strange for someone who's an accountant, but I'm not really big on like quantity, you know, like I'd much rather have like, so Big Brothers Big Sisters, I don't know how much you guys know about it, but it's a really great program. And just a shout out, if anyone is interested, we do have a website and a Facebook page. Please look it up. We're always looking for mentors. So I think just continuing something like that where I form like a lifelong bond with someone, is something that I'm really looking forward to. So
you're all for
more.
Quality. I understand that. Trust me, I get that. So the conversation is very enlightening. So let's take a quick music break.
We continue our mindful music by focusing on what is right in our lives. Here is Simple Blessings by Taurus Riley featuring Conscious.
Chimney, new government, give thanks. Sing it. You know, every day, realest thing here in our world, brother. We give thanks. For real. You spend all that money on your watch. How much time you spend with your son? So much money in the club. How much you spend with the ones you love? The simple things are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings, a blessing. Simple things are your blessing. And you don't notice your blessings. You pick it with the shoes by your feet. Now pick and choose the friends where you keep. You now watch where you eat. When last you get a good sleep. The simple things are your blessings. Simple things are your blessing, your blessing. Simple things are your blessing. You better notice your blessing. Sing it. Simplicity we use to survive. Many find it difficult because them ignorant and I. One alone they get you not go live another life. Telling them again but I know in another device. Life no get chance too often. Cut out some of the sadness and invest in a laughing. Time you take a stress, lifetime passing. Tell them so you love them for you see them in a coffin. Let me tell you this. Good days, bad days, you know, so you with up. Me would have trade house and car and shed up. Just forget 1 more minute with my brother. So you get up, spend time together. Cherish every second of the day where you're there up. Gotta tell you, that you're the close one yesterday. You put an angel over me. The simple things are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings, your blessings. Simple things are your blessing. And you don't notice your blessings. The simple things are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessing, your blessing. Simple things, them are your blessing. You better notice your blessings. We've got life, so let's live. You make the time to chase the paper. When last you say a prayer. We've got life, so let's live. And while you're worshiping your treasure, remember nothing lasts forever. The simple things are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings, your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings. You better notice your blessings. The simple things, them are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings, your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings. You better notice your blessings. Simple things, oh the simple things. Health and strength, oh the simple things. Let me tell you about the simple things. Family and friends, I know simple things.
Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world. In order to get ahead in this competitive world, you need to continuously invest in you.
At Leap Diversify, they are dedicated to your educational pursuits, offering assistance to individuals and groups of all ages, with instruction to enhance student literacy, including decoding, comprehension, thinking, and writing skills. Whether you're taking exams, brushing up on your business communication, or simply looking to upgrade your skills, Leap Diversify is the firm for you. Don't stand on the sidelines any longer. Contact Leap Diversify today. For more information, email Doreen at leapdiversify.ky or call 916-2155 or visit www.leapdiversify.com. Leap Diversify. They don't succeed unless you succeed.
We're building resilience one pipeline at a time. For the past 35 years, the Water Authority has been working to build a reliable piped water distribution network to better serve you in both fair and stormy weather. Visit our website or follow us on social media for useful hurricane preparedness tips and important updates in the case of an extreme weather event. This hurricane preparedness tip is brought to you by Water Authority Cayman, suppliers of the world's most popular drink.
Having a family means providing for them physically, emotionally, and financially. And in today's ever-changing world, it's always best to be prepared. Life insurance is a guaranteed way of ensuring that your family is always provided for. Life insurance agent Michael Webster at Cayman Insurance Center can offer you this peace of mind with the best competitive premiums and most affordable rates on island. CIC has a variety of products to meet your needs, including homeowners insurance and college saving plans. For top-of-the-line in personal service, call Michael Webster today at 925-LIFE. That's 925-5433. Or email michael.webster@cic.com.ky. Don't take chances with your family's future. Call Michael today at 925-5433.
Michael Webster is a proud supporter of Radio Cayman and the Super Jam.
Feel the vibes and flow of Merengue Town under sole ownership by Mr. With Merengue Town. It's time. Feel the rhythm. Time to feel the vibes. It's time for Merengue Town.
The NCVO needs your help. Tune in to the annual radio telethon on Saturday, October 20th at 7 p.m. for the best in local entertainment, including C&B, Trinity, Little Magic, Roy Bodden, and High Tide. Call in to pledge any amount or donate online at CaymanGiftCertificates.com to be entered to win over $5,000 worth of prizes. The NCVO's annual radio telethon is broadcasted live from Prospect Playhouse on Radio Cayman and Cayman 27. The NCVO is one of Cayman's oldest charities dedicated to the care, education, and well-being of children and families in need of support. Tune in to Radio Cayman and please help us help our children. The annual Radio Telethon, Saturday, October 20th, 7 p.m. to midnight, live from Prospect Playhouse.
Thousands of Caymanians work in our cruise tourism industry. It is a myth that Cayman does not need cruise tourism. It is a fact that 4,500 Caymanians work in this industry today as taxi and tour operators, boat captains and crew, restaurateurs, retailers, water sports operators, and ambassadors at our attractions. If our cruise tourism industry is half of what it is today, what are we going to do with our people, the thousands of unemployed Caymanians? Support the peers, support our tourism.
This is Youth Flex, more than talk.
Welcome back.
We're wrapping up with one of the YCLA finalists, Stacey Scott. I was so happy to have you here. This was such an insightful discussion. But as always, we like to relate our interviews to our season, and this is the season of service. So we would like to ask you, what does service mean to you?
Service to me, I think it really means leaving people better than you found them, right? So when you think about it, most things that we do with service relate to people that we either once were or that we will be, right? So like me mentoring young people when I've been in their position, or volunteering with the elderly knowing that you will one day be that person who is hopefully going to be helped by someone else. And I think, service in general is just a cycle. So it's all about leaving people better than you found them, appreciating that we are all interdependent and codependent, and honestly made better for it. So,
wow. We ask that question every week, and
I've
I think that was like the best one I've heard.
That was the best answer. Like, I've never thought of it from that perspective. You know, like everyone's saying like, oh, services just give it back, you know, and stuff like that. I've never heard it say like leave someone better than they were before. Like, leave your footprint in their life, you know. And I think you're really doing that through your mentorship, so I encourage you to continue, because like people like me, like we need like good mentors out there, you know, especially like in the different career fields. So to my next question, do you have any words of encouragement for young people who struggle to, you know, belong and be connected to their surroundings?
I think be true to yourself, first of all. And I mean, you guys will know this better than I will. Like, I didn't realize that bullying was such a massive issue, like, in the schools today. I knew it existed, obviously, but I didn't realize, like, how prevalent it is. And if someone's going through something like that, I think the biggest thing to really remember and focus on is that this is transient. Like, this will pass 5-10 years from now. You'll be so much better off than you are now, and you'll look back in that moment and hopefully look back in the instances that made you stronger. So just push through, be true to yourself, find your passion, find your tribe, and just love on people. If people are showing you hate, show them love. So you can't go wrong there.
Wow. Thank you. That was so amazing. Do you have any, before we wrap up, do you have any final comments or shout outs?
I'm so worried I'm going to forget someone. So, I just want to say, obviously, a big thank you to the YCLA Foundation for this opportunity. It's been amazing so far, and I'm really excited to see what's coming up in the next month. And just a reminder again, if you are interested in attending, tickets are going for $250 per person. If you have a large group, it is possible to book a table of 10 people for the same price. Brianna Wilkerson is the person to contact if you are looking to buy a ticket, and her email address again is brianna@ycla.ky. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. This has been really fun.
It was our pleasure. We'll continue after a very quick music break.
Our next set of guests will be discussing matters involving technology, so here is Microchip by Taurus Riley.
Greetings, Earthlings. Don't let the computers destroy your life. Careful of the games they play with the modern technology. Oh, let me tell you, in this new age, Babylon culture don't worship technology and bow to computers. But the microchip is gone, chip and failure, and bring you straight forward to creation. In this new age, Babylon culture don't worship technology and bow to computers. Cause the microchip is gone, chip and failure, and bring you straight forward to creation. And now we're slowly depending on the machinery. Man, make the machine and get shopping. Slowly depending on the technology. Caught in the web and can't come out of it. In 1999, and I did that fret and worry. Wonder if the clock did that go stop in counting down the time. New Year's Eve, 2000 come and gone, and now you think things sweet. Mine, you catch a virus on the internet, and be careful of the emails that you collect. I see the whole world gone computer literate, and to the birds and the bees them is illiterate. You've got access to everything on the internet, but experience teaches wisdom come from around your desk. Oh, the microchip is gone, chip and failure, and bring you straight forward to creation.
Leap Diversify, now offering after-school programs, Monday through Friday from 3 until 5:30 p.m. From help with homework, cultural activities, leadership skills, and more. We make after-school cool. For more information, email Doreen at leapdiversify.ky or call 916-2155 or visit www.leapdiversify.com. Leap Diversify. They don't succeed unless you succeed.
Into the Super Jam Show every week for the latest scores and schedules.
Football is back in the Cayman Islands.
Don your team's jersey and show your support.
We're proud to have the Cayman Islands Football Association as sponsor to the Super Jam.
FIFA, providing football for all.
FIFA, building a better future for Cayman football.
Having a family means providing for them physically, emotionally, and financially. And in today's ever-changing world, it's always best to be prepared. Life insurance is a guaranteed way of ensuring that your family is always provided for. Life insurance agent Michael Webster at Cayman Insurance Center can offer you this peace of mind with the best competitive premiums and most affordable rates on island. CIC has a variety of products to meet your needs, including homeowners insurance and college saving plans. For top-of-the-line and personal service, call Michael Webster today at 925-LIFE. That's 925-5433. Or email michael.webster@cic.com.ky. Don't take chances with your family's future. Call Michael today at 925-5433.
Michael Webster is a proud supporter of Radio Cayman and the Super Jam.
Stepping on the scale and opening your electric bill can have very similar dreadful effects.
I can't take it anymore!
Well, no more. The future is here with the new EcoPower line of fitness equipment from Sport Art at Fitness Plus. Innovative technology that converts 74% of human energy into utility to grid electricity. Exercise in the convenience of your own home and watch your electricity bills go down. For more information on this revolutionary technology, visit the Fitness Plus showroom in Alexander Place, Industrial Park, or call 938-3487 or email fitnesspluscayman.com. Change your body and the world one workout at a time with Sport Art and Fitness Plus.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're invited to participate in the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens Brenda Tibbetts Lund Memorial 5K Walk Run on Saturday, October 6th from Caibo to the Flow Exchange and back, starting at 6 a.m. and the 5K and 10K Walk Run on Sunday, October the 14th at the 7 Mile Beach. Entry fee is $25 and participants can register online at www.caymanactive.com or the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens Pink Shop in the Elizabethan Square, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Funds raised go towards paying for mammogram screenings. There will be trophies for runners, and all participants are entered into the raffle following the event. Breast cancer survivors are also invited to attend the walk run. There will be special goodie bags for all survivors who attend.
Cayman's cruise industry must be preserved and developed. It is a myth that the cruise lines will continue to call on Cayman at the rate they do now without the piers. It is a fact that the mega-class ships will not be tendered. Arrivals will decline by half over time as the older ships are decommissioned. This will hurt our economy and thousands of Caymanians who work in this industry. If we want to continue providing opportunities for Caymanians, we need the piers. Support the piers. Support our tourism.
This is YouthFlex, more than talk.
Welcome to YouthFlex, Dr. Brown and Dr. Bodden. We know that the theme for, well, first before I start off, can you guys introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Sure. So I am Dr. Alexandra Bodden. I'm a clinical psychologist, and I work at a private practice called On Course Cayman. And so there I provide therapy and psychological testing to kids, teens, and adults. I'm also a lecturer at UCCI, so I'm an adjunct lecturer there in psychology. And I also do therapy using horses with Cowboy Town stables as well. So that's me. Well, and I will say I specialize with adults who've experienced childhood abuse and addictions as well. So those are my areas of specialty.
That's cool.
I'm Dr. Colleen Brown. I also work at On Course Cayman. I do individual group family counseling. I specialize with children and adolescents. I do also work with adults, but my specialty is children and adolescents. I work with kids from 3 up. And I have focused a lot of my experience on kids who have experienced violence or abuse. So that's what, I've primarily worked with. And I am newer to the island. I got here about 1 or 2 months ago from the Philadelphia area. Thank you.
We hope you liked it here so far.
I have liked it here very much.
Oh, that's good. I'm really happy to have you guys here. I think mental health is a topic that we need to speak more about, especially on a youth platform.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. If you're listening, I'm your co-host Victoria, here with the lovely doctors. Welcome again to YouthFlex, and we know that the theme for World Mental Health Day is youth and mental health, which is important why it's on YouthFlex today. And what is the main focus here in Cayman?
For World Mental Health Day or in mental health?
In mental health.
Okay. For World Mental Health Day, we're focusing on young people, and what we've been doing is actually presentations in the school looking at screen time. So a lot of times we'll come in and we'll talk about just kind of what mental illness is, what mental health is. And I think that distinction is important. But just helping people understand the effects that stress can have on our body, and that can be a precursor for different kinds of mental illnesses as well. We've also been looking at the effects of screen time and spending time on electronics, which is a big thing for youth around the world today, especially in first world countries. And then that taps into even things like cyberbullying. So it's opened up a lot of different pathways, but I think it's important for us to talk about because I'm Caymanian too, and I know a lot of these things are things we don't talk about.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And the shame and the stigma that comes with it often exacerbates or makes worse a lot of the things that we're already going through. If we're already sad, if we're already worried, if we feel judged, then it just tends to increase whatever difficult feelings we're going through.
Agree. On that note, can you share with us some facts or some statistics on, World Mental Health or something? Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Do you want?
Well,
pull mine up.
Okay, so it sounds like we've been talking about mental health in particular, and we've talked about screen time as well. Is there a particular thing that you'd want statistics on, or just in general?
Yeah. Well, since you guys mentioned screen time, maybe that.
So we'll start off with the statistics for just generalized mental health. So it looks like overall, 1 in 4 people actually have something going on where they have some sort of not mental illness per se, but something going on with them emotionally. And I think that's really important because 1 in 4 means if there is a room of 100 people, 25 of them have something going on. Wow. That's very important, and that's why people need to start talking about these things. The numbers for the anxiety are actually anywhere between 1 in 3 and 1 in 6 or 7. So therefore, it is really high. Depression is also pretty high as well.
Depression, okay.
And since we have been talking about screen time a lot, I just want to throw out there, even though everybody looks at me and gives me a shocked look when I say this, American Academy of Pediatrics actually recommends no more than 2 hours of entertainment screen time per day, which is very little, and I'm not going to lie, I think I spend more time on that. So, even psychologists, are not immune to this. But I think that it's important just to throw out about the screen time. That's the stat that we've been giving a lot of the kids in the talks we've been having.
Yeah. Locally, some of the statistics that we do have come from the PAHO study, the Adolescent Sexuality and Health Study. I don't know if you guys may have even been a part of that. That was done a few years ago. It was almost 1,000 15 to 19-year-olds. And what they did find was that about 50%, so just more than 50% of the students that were surveyed reported feelings of hopelessness or sadness. Right, and so hopelessness is correlated not only with depression but also with thoughts of suicide. And so we also found a significant proportion of those that were surveyed actually had thought about suicide or had attempted suicide within the past year. So I think that those are important statistics. So we don't have a lot of statistics in Cayman to show that that it is happening here, and that it is important to reach out. So Suicide Prevention Month last month. So we've done a lot of talk about suicide as well, and to know that that there is help available here too. So the statistics, while scary, are actually about equivalent to other English-speaking Caribbean countries. So it is high, but it's not like there's something wrong with Cayman, right? But this is just a reflection of what's going on.
And I mean, they're indicators, so it just helps us to do better, and it shows us what's going on right now so we can improve it. And back to what Dr. Brown said about the statistics about screen time, we're actually the CIYA, it's with the Youth Services Unit, the program that puts on Youth Flex. We're doing a youth forum about the dangers of social media and stuff like that.
Excellent.
So we were told to research and stuff, but we didn't we're just where do we go and stuff. So now that you mentioned that, I'm gonna definitely go there and research those. And it was interesting to hear 1 in 4. Wow, that actually happens to people. Something's wrong because you'd think that they're just for pleasure, but actually it can cause turmoil for some people. So,
and something else to keep in mind as well that we've been telling the students that we've been doing presentations for is heavy screen time users, which would be more than 3 hours a day. Which again,
that's
how many of us are not heavy screen time users? Actually, have higher levels of emotional and mental health issues.
Okay.
And grades start to go down, satisfaction in your own life start to go down. So it's really something you want to think about when you're doing your research. I think it's something that you'll want to look into.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you said 1 in 4, like I immediately just thought of like a classroom setting and like the students and like 1 in 4. Even though is that specific to youth or just
anyone?
That's
anyone
actually all people. Yeah,
wow. Okay, so it affects both adults and youth.
At what age do you think half of all mental illnesses begin?
Right. So we're actually talking about this on the way in. So the statistic that's out there is that about half will come out by 14 years old. About 75% will present by age 24. And so I think it's important to consider that. So that's looking at things like anxiety, depression, things like ADHD will tend to come out a bit earlier. But even things like bipolar schizophrenia, which we tend to diagnose traditionally in adults, so that we normally start looking for that kind of like 18 and up, so late teens, early 20s. We're beginning to find that you actually see signs of that from much earlier on. So there tends to be signs that there are difficulties with managing mood, which is going to be sadness, anger, or with anxiety from the teenage years.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing to hear. So do you guys know if anyone's spreading awareness about Mental Health Day in a creative way?
So I think any way that you can talk about mental health is always good. Dr. Brown has some fabulous videos that she'll tell you about. So this is also, a lot of the talks that we've done, we've also touched on how trauma, so abuse and bullying plays into it. So this is also Domestic Violence Prevention Month. And so FRC actually does really cool things with T-shirts and, painting T-shirts. I think that's cool. My sister also has a lingerie store, and so there's one of the biggest underwear lines has actually done some to create awareness. They're multicolored, they're beautiful, and some of the funding then goes to mental health. Right?
Wow,
exactly. There's some cool things going on.
I know, like I have one cool one today because we celebrated at school today.
Okay.
And my tutor, as soon as we came in this morning, she was just like, guys, we're going to have 5 minutes of relaxation. You're going to take a nap. You're going to do whatever. You're going to take care of yourself. You're going to listen to music. You're going to pop in those headphones, or you're just going to sleep, or you're just going to do anything. Go on your phone, play a game or something. You're going to do anything that you're just going to relax for 5 minutes. And she made us do that, and I was just like, oh, this is amazing. Awesome. I took a sleep. I went on my phone. I was like, I feel like I'm on top of the world, and I like how she did that. 'Cause everybody came in, they were like, well, what's going on, because that never happens. But because she usually has like a lot of notices and stuff, she's like, I have no notices for you today. We're celebrating World Mental Health Day, and you guys need to take care of yourself today. And I was like, oh.
And if I may, I love that she's talking about mental health, and I think that that's a place where we often get caught up, is just differentiating between mental health and mental illness, right? So we think about health, you think about running and eating salads, right?
Yes,
physical
that's
health
so
does
true.
this really well, right? It applies to everyone. Mental health, you think of mental illness, and you're thinking about persons with schizophrenia and like the really scary, severe stuff that you see in movies, right? And that is still about 1 in 100, right? So schizophrenia is a real thing, and something that's treatable as well. There's definitely great treatments for it. But mental health is associated with mental illness. So mental health really is about living the best life that you can, right? Mental health is so closely intertwined with physical health, right? And emotional and spiritual health as well. I think it's important that we begin changing the way that we talk about it. Right? So mental health is doing things proactively, taking a break, relaxing, listening to music, taking time for yourself to help to maintain your mental health. So it's not just treating mental illness, it's actually looking after yourself and helping yourself to live your best life.
Yeah. I know, especially like me and Brianna are coming to our final years in high school. It gets like so busy and so crazy, and then
you don't even know.
Yeah, like the time flies, and it's so much.
Like 8 levels are just like going mad every day.
Exactly.
However, like I love that. I don't know. Today I found peace of mind. I love how she it was a different perspective. She was like, just celebrate you. Make sure you have to be okay with yourself. You have to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. And like so many people are relying on me for like tutoring, for helping them out, because like I'm head girl and I'm just like all over the place. But she's like, make sure that you're good first, and then like everybody else that you help will be productive. It'll be like productive and whatever. So I was just like, thank you, miss. I will do that.
Well, I think what's important. I think what's important is to also to think about, because a lot of what you're talking about is physical tasks, right? Helping people out, doing this, getting this done. It's all about what people are thinking of you, making sure that I'm gonna look like I'm a very studious individual, and
Yes.
and I'm gonna help this person, and I wouldn't want them to think that I'm not helping and all these things. But that 5 minutes, how important was that for restoring your
so
well-being?
important. It was absolutely essential. So like
Mhm.
now I see
Yes.
now I see that I need 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes a
Yes.
day is for me time. You know what I mean? Like nobody else, just me. I know that sounds selfish, but like
Yep.
me time is needed. It's definitely needed.
And one thing that I actually have shown a lot of my adolescents in therapy, there's this YouTube video that's pretty popular, and it's called "What If We Talked About Physical Health the Absurd Way We Talked About Mental Health." So in this video, they will show, for example, an individual, the poor individual, falls down a flight of stairs, right? They fall down the flight of stairs and they're in pain, and they're going, ow! And people walk up and go, please, you just fell, get over it. What's wrong with you? Right? And they walk away. Well, isn't that what we do for mental health and mental illness? Isn't that what we do when people say that they're stressed? We tell them to toughen up, get over it. And this video helps to highlight how ridiculous we really sound, but we don't realize how we sound with doing it. So I encourage people to watch it just because it helps you switch your perspective.
Yeah.
And I always think it's a really good way when you talk about creativity. So many videos have been shared on my Facebook today, and I think that, and I know younger generations use not Facebook, other things.
I use it. I use it too.
You've been
so,
judged
like-
already. It's okay.
But I think that some of those things can be so far-reaching and can make a great impact, and it's how you guys can reach a lot of voices in your schools as well as beyond.
I think we all struggle, like you said, if we're struggling with that, to come out because we feel judged or talk about it. And I think a demographic that really struggles is men, because they have this stigma that they have to be like tough and macho and like don't show your feelings or don't cry. And I think that that's important to tell them that.
You have some women like that too.
It's
and
actually
it's
stronger
serious.
if you just deal with it and talk with people about it.
Yeah, because it's okay for women to cry, but not for men. So it's hard.
Stereotypical for men.
Like back to what you were saying, mental health has like such a bad connotation. I don't know why. It's just like when you hear it, yes, you think of mental illness, and I don't know, everybody suffers from a little, all right, you can suffer from a headache, but that's a headache. But like if you suffer from heartache, sometimes you don't want to tell anyone. It's just like, okay, but like it's serious, it's there, and I don't think it should be like regarded as mental illness. Like, I don't really agree with that. So like I want to stand up against, mental, like connotating mental health with mental illness. Like it's not right.
Even with diagnosis now, it's not black and white. You're depressed or you're not depressed.
Yeah.
Right? And so we actually think of it as on a continuum, right? So all of us have dealt with sadness and grief. So it's just kind of different levels of it, right? So some people have more than others. And so I think that that's really important to realize. It's not like, well, I'm not an anxious person. We've all dealt with anxiety and worries at some point. So I think knowing that all of us, it can happen to anyone at any time, right? There's different things that will, obviously genetic factors and environmental stressors as well, but any of us can experience any of this at any time. I think it's important to keep in mind.
Alrighty. So we know that October is the month that we celebrate older persons. Why has World Mental Health Day chose to focus on young people?
Right. So I think that this is because they really are the future generation. I think that there's so much that's affecting the youth now as well, that it's important for us to look at this. We just came from a talk at UCC on digital domestic violence. Like there's so much that young people are dealing with these days that wasn't dealt with before. That I think it's important for us to focus on it. But that's just for this year. So in past years, we've looked at things like breaking down stigma and having dignity in mental health as well. But I do think it is important to look at older people because they have their own unique mental health concerns as well.
Yeah. I just have one more question before we go to break because we only have a couple of minutes left. So how can people get involved with World Mental Health Day, or what can we do to make a difference in the community?
Well, I think that's a great question. So Health Services Authority, which is Mr. Ken's been organizing this talk and the other ones and the ones at the school. They also have a panel and they tend to do a movie night as well. So that can be one way. It's just coming out to any events. Alex Panton Foundation is doing a huge amount of work in the community, helping people understand suicidal thoughts, suicidal ideation, self-harm, what it is, how to help, not to be afraid of it. Right? As people understand things, it becomes less scary. And once people know what to do, it's easier to approach someone. I think a lot of times we're intimidated because we don't know what to say to someone who's crying. If they break their leg, we know what to say. If they're cut, we know what to do. So I think that that's helpful. HSA does things like the mental health first aid. Alex Panton Foundation has a lot of information on their Facebook. And that's one way of reaching out. But I'd say learning about it, watching the YouTube videos about it, talking to people about it, being able to have these discussions in public and in the open is important, because whether it's anxiety or depression or anger or something more difficult, it's important to be able to talk about it, right? Being able to reach out to others and having people who care about us around is what's going to be most helpful for whatever we're going through.
I agree. Knowledge is power, definitely,
Yeah,
and prevention
for sure.
is better than cure. So
Yeah.
target our young people for now, because if you prevent something, it will not happen in the future. I understand.
That's our goal. Give you guys the tools now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Brown and Dr. Bodden. Do you have any closing remarks or shout-outs before we sign off for today?
I really would like to say that I think that getting involved, I think you guys have talked about how having a voice and saying, I want to get involved, and I think that's amazing. One of the most powerful things one of my clients did up in the Philadelphia area was actually do her senior project on the fact that she had an anxiety disorder, and it was very hard for her to go up in front of everybody and actually tell them. And it created such a discussion. Now, I'm not telling anybody to come out and say if they had everything, but what I'm saying is she increased the awareness. And I think the fact that you're willing to have these conversations, bring it into the school, get people talking about it, because the more you talk about it, the less scary it is.
Yeah. And probably she felt like that helped people as well and helped her in moving forward.
And she told me, she said, there's so many people I didn't know had their own struggles. And they came up to me and said, I have struggles too.
I think,
okay. Go ahead, you can finish your thought.
Okay. I think so often we feel so isolated that's a great move. Alex Panton Foundation also did a short film filmed here with young Caymanians. Right, so if you guys missed that should be available online as well. I'd say that there's help available too. Counseling Center offers free services. They're available at 949-8789. Anyone who experiences a lot of anxiety or depression, especially at night, the Crisis Center is set up for domestic violence, but will take mental health calls. So 24/7, 943-2422. If you're in school, the school counselor can be a great place to start. Otherwise, your doctor or your pastor, or your parents, right? So those are all people who can help. There's a lot of help available, and things can get better. And I think that's what's really important to take home. There is hope, and it can get better. Feelings come and feelings go.
Oh, thank you. That's so inspirational, Dr. Bodden and Dr. Brown. Thank you so much for being a part of our show today. Let us take a quick music break.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Our last mindful music break is a very urban song about stereotyping, misunderstandings, and prejudices that stress young teen minds. Here is Party Up in Here by DMX.
Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me go all out. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me act a fool. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me lose my cool. Up in here, up in here. I bring down rain so heavy it hurts the head. No more talking. Put them in the dirt instead. You keep walking. That you trying to end up red.
Amazing show on YouthFlex. This was an amazing show on YouthFlex. Thank you for everyone who was listening. Again, thank you to our guests who was here for the 4 o'clock to 4:30, the YCLA finalist, Stacey Scott, and our last guest.
Thank you.
Dr. Brown and Dr. Bodden, thank you so much. I love this discussion. Of course, we have to shout out people behind the scenes. So thank you, Mr. Will Sinatra and DJ Silver Fox. We see you and we all hear you. And shout out to RJ for the live YouTube feed. Again, if you can't hear us, you can definitely see us on YouTube. And then special shout out to everyone listening here. Me, your co-host for the day, and co-producer Victoria.
I hear ya.
The host, Brianna. Jared, who does our YouthFlex socials. And if you're in YouthFlex, we have one this Saturday. Zola with all the amazing music that you're hearing. And of course, all the 100 of Flex family all over the globe. Romilly in Australia, Tijal in England, Grace in Holland, Aaliyah in Jamaica, Natanya in Canada, Henry in Europe, Sashali and Shanique in the USA.
Thanks to SIFA for sponsoring the Super Jam, and to you, our listeners, for tuning in every Wednesday from 4 to 5 for YouthFlex on 89.9 FM. Join us next week Wednesday, for YouthFlex Season of Service. Until then, this is Brianna Bodden letting you know that one smile goes a long way. Play your part and give back today.